society is definitely very biased toward thinness and, you know, sometimes depending, you know, quote, exotic looking features or, you know, perfect complexion, perfect hair, things like that.
Yeah, really interesting. And then this is my favorite question. What makes you feel beautiful?
Okay, if again talking about this in terms of physicality, I guess when my hair looks good, because hair is definitely like a big source of like self-consciousness. So like when my hair is straight and it's looking good, I'll feel beautiful, I guess. And also, I don't tend to dress as like femininely as is the ideal in our society. So if I'm wearing a skirt and happen to look good in it, or if I'm wearing a dress, like one of the very rare occasions I do, yeah, I'd say I do then.
Oh, but your clothes are so cool. Okay, and then have you heard about the Reclaiming Beauty movement?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay, cool. And then why do you think someone, or what do you think makes someone beautiful? Or, I'm sorry, I asked you that. It's the highlighted thing. What is the difference between beauty and being physically attractive, since you mentioned that you thought there was some kind of distinction there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I think they're two completely different questions. Because like physically attractive, like what's aesthetically pleasing for a person, like what, you know, the question like, you know, what is your type you're attracted to, or whatever. It has a lot to do with looks and appearance and very superficial things like that. And I think the word beautiful, I don't know, for me it takes on something completely different, and that has a lot more to do with what kind of person you are. It more describes the whole person as opposed to just what they look like.
Cool. And then last question, I'll try and keep it short, but I'm just going to read you the definition of Reclaiming Beauty, and it's a movement that's dedicated to the hope that people will recognize their unique beauty and basically learning to value themselves, and that each person is intrinsically beautiful. That's kind of the idea. So it's about self-worth and self-love. And I guess the question about that is, how do you think it could impact women's lives, and do you think that it's even important or should be bothered with?
Oh yeah, I'm all about that. I mean, yeah, so I think that women particularly, and this doesn't even have to be gender specific, because there are a lot of ideals that men are forced to kind of try to ascribe to as well, if you're talking about physical looks and being attractive and stuff, but especially for women. You know, especially younger women and adolescents, as you know, as they're making their way through school and stuff like that, there are definitely impacts on self-esteem that come from whether people in your class or like society as a whole use your body type, your facial structure, like everything like that, the way you dress. Whether you're considered to be pretty or hot or attractive or whatever, can be like really, really integral to your self-esteem and like your social circles and just like the way you grow up and learn to think about yourself.
Cool.
So if you change that and change the importance on being like physically beautiful, and you push that more over into being, you know, what it means to be a beautiful person, then you will have many more high quality individuals walking around instead of, you know, people who are worrying more about the superficial aspect.
I love it. So thank you, Nicole, for